Hello and welcome to today's video. Today with TA, and we're going to take a look at all the cars that are in my garage. The Paragon are armored, Furia, Zaruso, Thrax, Emerus, Krieger, T20, Italy GTO, Schlagen GT, and the Gauntlet Hellfire, and put them through 4 tests each out here in the snow and see, well, how good are they. So, those tests are speed, acceleration, braking, and fun. So, god damn it. There we go. So, we're going to do a couple of these different tests around here. So, fun obviously just comes out of which one's the most fun to drive around in the snow. But the first one we're going to test out speed. So I'm going to rank them all by 1 to 10, and whatever one gets the highest score, well, that's the best snow car. So actually, I have to add in one more tab. I realize that I have the chart here in my So that means that there can be a total of 40 points. So, the Paragon Armored, it's a Cognoscenti, no, it's an Ennis. Ennis Paragon are armored. Just got this recently, just finished the casino things with that. So we're going to start off from back here and to see, well actually that's a bump there, we can't start there. We'll start up here. We're going to see how good this car is under acceleration. Honestly, that was pretty smooth. Oh, I know what I wanted to test. I don't want acceleration, basically. I want to test turning. That's what it is. Wait. Alright, so, acceleration of this car. I mean, it got right up there pretty quick. No wheel spin, nothing like that. I give it an 8. Turning here holds this line pretty well. I mean, it does slide out slightly, but overall, pretty good turning. And now let's test the braking. Alright, so I think we gotta test out braking somewhere else, because I don't think the braking test here really is that good. I mean, can't really see the distance we go from when I start braking to when I stop. Kind of all just blends together. You don't need to be on the track, we do need to be there for turning, right? Alright, so we're going to brake here. Okay, so that is this distance. That is down to here. Kind of took a while to brake, honestly. Turning wise, so let's go through and give it scores now. And we'll head back in the garage and give it scores. Don't get the Furia, the newest car in the game, out here on track and see what happens, or out here on test. And turning, I'm going to give it a 6. Acceleration, I'm going to give it a 9. Braking, a 4. Fun, 2. It wasn't that much fun. So, get out the calculator here, just make sure we don't get anything wrong. 6 plus 4 plus 9 plus 2 is 21 out of 40. Next up is the Furia. That is our next car here. The Gratti Furia. I believe Gratti and Progen are the 2 cars we have 2 of. The Fury here, the newest car in the game. Let's see how it does acceleration-wise. Again, pretty stable as turns. Slid out a little bit, but not terrible. Take it down another turn. It's not taking these turns very fast, though, here in the snow. Not like you maybe would expect. Some extracurricular turning. This will not count against it. Alright. I have an idea for some scores. Let's try braking them. Same exact braking point as the previous car. Let's get up to speed here. Oh wow, that was a lot more impressive, the braking that car did. It was only this far. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with that braking. Compared to the previous car, the Paragon. Alright, let's go inside and give it some scores. Come on, car. So, let's see. We gotta do turning. Turning, it was quite slow, so I'm gonna give that a 5 for turning. Acceleration, again, up there with the Paragon of a 9. Did move a little bit, so I may actually drop it down to an 8. Braking, did really well, a lot better than the Paragon. I'm going to give it a 7. Fun, that car was quite fun to drive, but again, I had to slow down a lot. So I'm going to give it probably a 5. So, 2 5s equals, of course, 10. Then we'll add in an 8 and a 7. It's going to put up to 25. Just a little bit better. And the Paragon are armored. Next up is the Zaruso. The Pegassi Zaruso. Let's see what this thing can do. I think acceleration-wise will not be as strong. We see a little bit of a preview of that right there. Here you go, accelerate it up. It seemed good, but I'd have to do a little bit of correcting. I feel like it would have spun if I did not. In here, into the corner. On the brakes again. Not as much braking as the Furia. That turn, though, wasn't the best. Alright, let's head back this way. Again, this doesn't count. This is more... Well, it does count. This is for the fun factor. So we'll do fun. How does it drift? Ooh, yes. I had a lot of fun there. Yes! If a car does a burnout when I'm just driving it, that's fun for me. So let me show you what's up with the acceleration. So if I don't try to correct it, it is going to go to the side of just a little bit. So I did worry about that. I did have to take a point or two away from that. So here we go on the braking test. Same point. Not as impressive as the Furia was. So I'm going to have to give it probably maybe like a point or two lower than the Furia. Again, didn't take as long as the Paragon, but it was close. It was close for sure. So, for the Zaruso turning, I'd give it a 6 up there with the Paragon acceleration. I'm going to give it a 7 so I have to correct it. Braking, going to give it a 5. Fun, though, that's going to get like a 9, because that thing was really fun to drive in the snow. So, 9 plus 5 plus 7 plus 6 equals 27, puts the Zaruso on top. Next up is the Thrax. I've raced this car multiple times in the snow, so I do have a bit of a feeling for how this is going to go, but let's see anyways. So the ratio lines for the Thrax, very, very smooth. Only correction was me putting it on this side of the road. Turning wise, did hit the wall there trying to brake. Oh god. Yikes. Alright, the Thrax throw it into this turn. Oh, this thing's not scoring well, I will tell you that. So far from what I've seen, I don't believe it'll be scoring well, and honestly, I don't think the braking will save its scores, that's for sure. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. Under braking, the Thrax up to speed. And on the brakes, honestly, braking did put up there very close to the Furious, so it may gain some points back. I don't think it would, but it may gain some points there, but the rest of it was a disaster. Turning 4. Acceleration, that did have a 9, very close to the Paragon. Braking, instead of close to the Furious, so I'll probably give it a 6. Fun, though, 2. So, 4 for turning, 9 for acceleration, 6 for braking, 2 for fun. Let's see if that is close to wherever it's going to be ranked. So, 9 plus 6. Oh. 9 plus 6 plus 6. 21, on par with the Paragon. Next car up to go, the Emerus? Must have wrote it backwards. Okay, the Emerus is up next then. Typically go down the line, but I guess I must have went up the line that way. That is fine with me. Alright. The Emerus is done with the acceleration time. Now let's see how it does in the turns. One of my favorite cars in the game. Oh god. Oh yes. Yes, get a drift. Get a drift. Get a drift going. That's what I love to see. Yes, we're crashing. Oh my god. Slide into the turn. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry everybody, I'm just trying to get my way through the traffic here. And I lost it again. Oh my god. My first time driving the Emerus in the snow, I believe. I knew this car would be just an absolute mess to drive in the snow. But boy, is it fun. Oh god. Yes. I'm sorry, person. Didn't mean to run you over, but you know what happens in Los Santos. Never know when somebody in a $2.8 million supercar is going to run you down. Happens to the best of us. God, I can't stop taking out light poles. Alright, let's see how it's under braking. Tell you how it is under acceleration, though. Alright, so the Emerus... Well, let's see how it ranks. Let's start to break this down. So, acceleration was absolutely pathetic. Most of these cars accelerate pretty well. It accelerated pretty well in a straight line, surprisingly, but it did have a little bit of its tail come out, and it wasn't nearly as good as I was hoping it would be. Or just like, speed-wise, what a car should be. So this car is always not the best acceleration off the line in the snow. I'll have to give it a 5. Turning, also not great in the snow. The Thrax is bad. This year is worse. Give it a 3. Braking, very similar to what we've seen from the Paragon and the Thrax. So I'm going to give it a... we've seen with the Paragon and the Zaruso, so I'm going to give it a 5. Just like the Zaruso. But fun-wise, I'm going to give it a 9. See where that ranks it. 10 plus 9 is 19. Plus 3, that should give it another... That's going to give it 22. It was pretty bad overall, but fun-wise, really, really saved it. Acceleration, braking, and turning weren't great, but I had fun once we got up to speed, basically, we'll say that. Here in the Krieger, now one of my newest favorite cars in the game, based off the the Mercedes. Project 1, I believe this is the official name for it. It was the Mercedes 1. I think it's Project 1. I would hit the engine from a Formula 1 car, throw it into a supercar, see what happens. So this car is really, really fun to drive. Have driven it a couple times in the snow, been my main car the past few days. And let's see how it does here under acceleration. God, that was brilliant. Oh my god, yes. Turning wasn't great though. So you can do sort of a braking turn here. Pretty well up there with the Fury on that turn, but it did have a bad turn earlier. Fun-wise, let's see what it can give us. Yes. Yes. Oh, we went to a full spin. Got some numbers in mind here. Oh, I love that turn. That was beautiful. Honestly, so was that. Let's see how it does under braking now. The Krieger, what you got? All right. Let's go throw this into the garage. So the Krieger, turning wise, was better than the Emerus and the Thrax. About up there with the Fury out of 5. Acceleration was awesome. I'm actually going to give it a 10 for acceleration. Braking wise, up there with the Furia. I think it was a little bit further than the Fury, so I'm going to go 6. It's very similar to the Thrax. And the fun, honestly, was up there with the cars like the Zaruso and the Emerus. I'm actually going to give it... I'll give it a 10. It was a little bit more controlled fun, gotta be honest here. Start off with a 20 right away for acceleration and fun. Give another 6 for braking. Another 5 for turning. Give it a 31. The best score by a couple over the Zaruso, which had 27. Currently the score is the Krieger with 31. Zaruso 27. Furia with 25. Followed by the Emerus at 22. And then the Thrax and Paragon are armored, both with 21. Now we head to the car that I've driven the most in GTA, I'm assuming. Can you see that in the game? That is a stat that shows up? Vehicles. You can see your favorite bike. Awesome. Can you see your favorite car, though? Okay. Right. Favorite bike, Gargoyle. I don't even know what the fuck that is. But yeah, the T20, my favorite car in GTA, based off my favorite car in real life, the McLaren P1, out in 2015. So, I know how it performs in the snow. Let's see how it stacks up against all these other cars. So, let's start with acceleration here. Pretty good off the line. Into the turn here. Did hit the wall slightly. That was a good turn there, but again, both turns combined are really we're going to rank it off of fun-wise. Take it down through this section to test the fun of the car. How much is it just enjoyable to drive in the snow? On the brakes here once again. Over the bridge, turning left towards the casino. And then back up to where we're going to start our braking challenge from. Pretty fun. This car is definitely, in my mind, getting sort of outshined now by some of the other cars, but I still love it a lot. Braking was excellent. Again, that's the thing for me. The T20, it's a car that I really just... I love in the game, but cars like the Emirates and the Krieger are sort of surpassing it in just all-around things. This car really... It doesn't have the same, like, dank vibe as it once had. Overall, this is the car to drive. I still love it. I'm never going to get rid of it. But just lose that a little bit when newer cars come out after a while. So, for the T20, though, either way, turning... Very similar to the Krieger with a 5. Acceleration... I'd put it somewhere probably between... I might put it at a 9. Or maybe an 8. I don't know. It seemed like the 8. It had the little bit of a wheel spin, but it was pretty much solid. So I'm going to give it an 8. Braking-wise, very, very good. Best braking car so far. We'll give it an 8. Fun-wise, like I said, still fun, but some of the other cars just wowed me more. Like the Krieger just wowed me so much in the snow. I'm going to give this car a 9. Very similar with the Zerusa and the Emirates, but just not that same hype as you may be seen with the other cars. Again, the Fury surprisingly wasn't that much fun in the snow. I love driving that car overall, but in the snow, this was lacking something for me. So car-wise here, start off with 16 as we combine acceleration and braking, both 8s. Fun, we'll add with another 9, and then turning, I give it a 5. Much as I was saying with the T20 not being up there with those vibes, second best car with a 30, 1 point behind the Krieger. Next car up is the Itale GTO. We're done with the supercars. So no matter what happens, the Krieger is the best supercar. Now, of course, sports cars expect to have a little bit less braking. So we've seen with the Paragon, Itale GTO, and I'm sure with the Itale GTO and the Schlagen we will see a little bit of drop in braking. But overall, we'll see what happens here. Itale GTO, great car to drive. Pretty good acceleration as well. Put that up there probably with a T20 in that category. Turning-wise, again up there probably with the Furia, from what I can tell already. See how much fun it is to drive though through this section. This has to be my favorite sports car in the game at the moment. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, God. Alright, let's see what we got braking wise. Here we go, up to speed. And now slam on the brakes. Not terrible. Not terrible. Okay, I'd give the Ateli GTO for turning. Again, like I said, up there with the Furia, with a 5. Most cars are getting about 5s or 6s. Nothing really super mind-blowing with braking. Turning, go to 5. Acceleration. Again, probably put it 8 on par with the T20. Braking, I'd give it an 8 as well. So again, this is on par with the T20. Will it be better than a T20 and tie the Krieger, or will it be a little bit worse here with the fun category? And I gotta say, it wasn't up to what I was expecting. I don't know, it's just something about this car didn't really wow me. It's better than average at a 5, but I'm gonna have to give it a 6. Nothing super, super impressive about it. So you're gonna start with 16, 8, and 8 for acceleration and braking. We'll add 6 for fun, and then we'll add 5 for turning, giving it a 27. Again, overall, not a bad score. Tied for third with the Zaruso, but the fun category tends to be a make or break category for a lot of cars. Because again, turning has mostly been 5s. The Emerus, the Thrax, the Zaruso, and Paragon have not been 5s, but they were. The Paragon was a 6, Zaruso was a 6, Thrax was a 4, Emerus was a 3. Again, very similar. Acceleration. Most cars have been 8s or 9s. The only cars that weren't 8s or 9s was the Zaruso at 7, Emerus at 5, the Krieger at 10, and braking, again, around 6 to 8. 4, 7, 5, 5, or 4, 7, 5, 6, 5, 6, 8, 8. But fun. That's kind of all over the place. 2, 5, 9, 2, 9, 10, 9, 6. So you get a good fun score, and it really does change the element of how it can be. 2 cars left to go. The Schlagen GT is up next. Can the Schlagen GT or the Hellfire, the Gauntlet Hellfire, can either one of those cars break the top 3? Currently held by the Krieger T20 and tied for third, the Zaruso and Ateli GTO. So can anybody break in those top 4 cars? And can it be the Schlagen GT? Acceleration was absolutely terrible. Turning here, that's supposed to be good. Nothing special. The Benefactor. Oh, Benefactor is one of the cars that has multiple. It's a Grotti, Benefactor, and Pro. 3 of the manufacturers in the garage. See how fun this thing is to drive. Here in the snow. Again, this car does have a little bit more fun than some of the other ones we've seen. I do love its like amount of wheel spin that it has when it tries to get going after you slide. I do love the wheel spin. Unlike an acceleration after like a spin or something. I don't like it, you know, if you're gonna do like a start, you don't want this wheel spin. This is terrible, but we'll see what we get. Braking, nothing special. We'll see what this thing gets ranked at for the Schlagen GT. Schlagen GT turning wise, again, I'm going to have to give it a 5. Most of the cars just slide and hit the wall. Standard 5 is what they get. Acceleration is pretty poor. I'm going to put that down there at a... Average is a 5, so I'm going to give this probably a 4. Braking, probably up there with the... Typically cars getting 5s on that. Fun, give it an 8. Didn't put me in that top tier with like the T20 or the Emirates, but it was relatively a good time. So, 5 and 5 is 10. Take out turning and braking already. Acceleration is another 4. It's going to give us 14. Then we'll do 8 for fun, and that should put us up to 22. Kind of lacking overall, nothing too impressive. So the final car is the Gauntlet Hellfire. Now I can guarantee you that this car will not win. The fun category, I think it has a chance to rank at a 9 or a 10. But the other 3 categories, it will be probably the worst car. I'd be surprised if this thing could get above 20. Honestly, it's not like a joke either. Acceleration-wise, a lot of correcting. Finally gets the power down, still sliding around. Nothing you want to see from a car like this. Oh god, we're going to turn and we haven't even got to the main turn. We already spun it. Very much just low amounts of grip. In the fun category, though, this thing is really where it's going to make up some points. Watch it do this turn. Oh. Oh. Yes, bridge burnouts. Bridge burnouts. We're stuck on a light pole. I'm going to race this thing in a race not on snow is wild enough. So try doing this thing in a race in the snow. I do recommend if you do have a Gauntlet Hellfire and you're watching this during the snow, hopefully in 2019, but if you are peeping in 2020 or whatever and it's snowing in the game, I recommend doing a race of this car. It is wild in the snow, in a snow race. Here we are braking the worst brakes in the game. Not in the game, but in our test here. The Paragon got a 4. This thing's got to probably get like a 2. We'll throw braking down as a 2 right now. Turning's got to be a 3. That thing was... No, actually, the Emirates was a 3. This thing's got to be like a 1. Couldn't even do the main turn. Acceleration. Oh, God. If the Schlagen's a 4, this thing's a 2. Fun-wise, though, giving it a 9. That was all over the place. But again, turning, the only car to get, I mean, less than 3. The Hellfire with only 1. I mean, we couldn't even do the first turn without spinning out. So, Hellfire will get a 1. I don't even need a damn calculator for this. 5 plus 9. What's 5 plus 9? Ah, I'm fucking actually. $14. Okay. Wow. It was fun. Like I said, the fun category can make or break your thing, and it maked it. But yeah. There goes that. So, the best car for driving in the winter, coming in at number 3, tied for 3rd, is the Atelier GTO, sports car, and the Zaruso supercar. The Pegassi Zaruso and the Gratte Atelier GTO were the tied for 3rd, for the best car that you can drive in the snow in GTA in 2019. Coming in next on our list at number 2, the oldest car here in the garage, probably the only one not from 2019 in this garage, actually, I believe, is the old car here, the Progen T20. One of my favorite cars, if not my favorite car in the game. Really, really fun to drive. Came in with a 30. The previous cars came in with a 27. This car came with 30. Very, very fun to drive in the snow. Overall, pretty good in all the categories that we had. And number 1 is the Benefactor Krieger. This car was so much fun to drive in the snow. That's what set it apart from the T20. It had a little bit more fun to drive in the snow. Again, same all around for everything else. A 5, 8, an 8, 5 for turning, 8 for acceleration, 8 for braking. No, wait, that was the Italia GTO and the T20. The Krieger had a 5 for turning, 10 for acceleration, 6 for braking, and 10 for fun. The victory lap here for the Krieger. Dart around this track over here one time for fun. And then we'll go over the stats for you guys. We'll do a little burnout and a wrap it up. I always love stats, so I can go into that for a minute. God, this car's fun to drive. One of the 2 cars in the garage that aren't orange as well, fun fact. The Krieger and the Italia GTO, the only 2 non-orange cars in the garage. Now the burnout, the celebration of the Benefactor Krieger, the best car to drive in the snow. Like, if you need a car in the snow, this is the car for you. There you go. The winner, the Benefactor Krieger. So, a couple little statistics for you. The best scoring in each category in the turning category was a 6. By the Paragon R Armored and the Zaruso. The worst in the turning category was a 1 by the Gauntlet Hellfire. For acceleration, the best score overall was a 10 by the Krieger, and the worst in the acceleration category was the Gauntlet Hellfire. In the braking category, the best car was the T20 and the Italia GTO, both with 8s. The worst car in the braking category was the Gauntlet Hellfire. But finally, in this category, the Gauntlet Hellfire will not be the worst. In the fun category, the best car was, again, the Krieger. And then, for fun, the worst 2 cars were the Paragon R Armored and the Thrax. They did absolutely nothing for me in that category. So, overall, statistically, the worst car to have in the snow is the Gauntlet Hellfire, and the best is the Krieger. So let's go through all those numbers, though. Gauntlet Hellfire at 14. Coming in at 21 was the Paragon R Armored and the Thrax. Coming in next at 22 was the Amaris. Coming in after the Amaris, no, actually 22 was the Amaris and the Schlagen GT. Coming in after that with 25 points, we had, I don't know if I said the Thrax and the Paragon were both 21, I don't know. 25 was the Furia, and then again for third, we had the Zaruso and the Italia GTO. Second was the T20, and number 1, again, was the Krieger. So the best car to drive in the snow, if you're interested in buying a car to drive in the winter weather, my recommendation is the Benefactor Krieger. Hope you guys all enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.